Hey guys, what's going on? It's Christo here, and today I bring you a $1,500 PC build guide. What's interesting about this build guide is that two companies have just released new SKUs of products. As of October 2018, Intel has released their 9th generation quote-unquote coffee-like refresh, as well as Nvidia releasing their RTX series graphics cards. Needless to say, I did a poll in Christo to see whether you all wanted RTX build guide or another PPIP episode, and well, RTX build guide won easily. So needless to say, here we are. Without further ado, let's get into the build. Being a somewhat budget-oriented channel, I decided to go with the price tag of $1,500. Now this might not sound so quote-unquote budget, but keep in mind both 9th gen CPUs and RTX cards are both products on the more pricey side. Needless to say, for this build I chose the i5-9600K. This is an unlocked hexa-core processor with a base of 3.7 GHz, although there is no hyper-threading on the CPU as usual for the i5 lineup, so keep that in mind when you're purchasing. Needless to say, it will have Intel's currently famed IPC for great performance in single-threaded tasks such as games, it's overclockable, and costs $279.99. To cool the CPU, I added a 240mm liquid AIO, specifically the Corsair H100i V2. This thing used to be over $100, but since the release of the H100i Pro, it's gone down to merely $90 while still keeping up performance-wise. Needless to say, it'll be a great cooler to get the job done for overclocking the 9600K. Only thing I will recommend later down the line is upgrading the fans it comes with, however that's an easy future upgrade. The motherboard I chose was the $170 Asus C390 TUF series. C390 both allows overclocking and makes it so that you don't have to worry about doing a BIOS update. The board also features good VRM heatsinks for the price, M.2 support, and AC Wi-Fi. For memory, I chose a 16GB kit of Team Vulcan. This kit runs at 3000 MHz and has a cast latency of 16. It costs $130 and will definitely be useful in applications where you have to multitask, such as content creation. For storage, I went with a separate boot and mass storage drive. To boot off, I went with the $87 Samsung 970 EVO 250GB. This is an NVMe SSD, which means that it will boot up your OS and applications extremely quickly. The mass storage I chose was the $60 Seagate Barracuda 2TB, which is plenty for large applications such as games and videos. For the graphics card, I went with the $500 EVGA RTX 2070 Black Video Edition. This card performs better than the 1080 in most tests, while it sets up perfectly for high refresh rate or high resolution gaming. It also does include the RTX or ray tracing ability if you're interested in those extremely high quality textures. For the case, I chose the $90 Fractal Design Messerfy C. This case has a tempered glass side panel and looks sleek with its all-black metal design, but that's not even the main star of the show. The best thing about the Messerfy C is its large front mesh panel, which allows a tremendous amount of airflow in and out of the case. Finally, for the power supply, I chose the $100 EVGA G3 850W. This is plenty enough power to overclock the CPU and GPU, and is a high-quality unit manufactured by Superflower. It also is fully modular and includes all black cables. So that was my build guide for both RTX and 9th gen CPUs. In total it comes to around $1,500. Before I end the video, I just want to remind everyone that yes, this is filled with my personal preferences. I'm sure if you tried you could fit say an i7-9700K or RTX 2080 for the price. However, in doing that you would be sacrificing things such as a high quality motherboard, a case with great airflow, a fast NVMe drive, etc. Also remember, the link to Christo, the official King Christo Tech Discord, is linked in the description below. Throw me a comment if you feel like it. Without further ado, this is King Christo signing off, and peace out.